Lord, I bring before you the soul of David, a man who lived in the world of stinginess and self-preservation. Though you blessed him with opportunities, he squandered them, choosing greed over generosity and fear over faith. This man allowed his fear of poverty to bind him, and his refusal to help others led to the destruction of his own family. David was blessed with a steady job, a family, and health, yet he hoarded his resources out of fear. His refusal to give caused the death of his wife, the death of his son, and the ruin of his family. He kept wealth close while his heart was far from you. This man's stinginess was not just a sin of withholding, but a spiritual rebellion against your command to love and care for others. David's life ended in despair. He took his own life, unable to face the consequences of his choices. A man blessed by you, but who chose to live for himself. He never understood the gift of generosity. Lord, now his soul stands before you, broken by the weight of his actions.
David, a man of weakness, a man who was afraid, who lived a life bound by the shackles of fear. But let's not overlook the truth here. Let us look at what really happened. David's biggest mistake, Lord, was his love of money, as it is written in 1 Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil. His stinginess wasn't just a flaw, it was a rooted sign. He chose to hoard his resources, not trusting in you. His fear of losing everything turned into a worship of wealth. The fear of going broke overshadowed his ability to see the poor around him, including his own wife, whom he refused to help when she needed him most. And look at the outcome. Esther, the woman he was supposed to love and protect, died from a condition he could have helped treat. His son, Nathan, died because David's fear kept him from providing for his family. Instead of pouring out his love and resources, David chose to hold onto them, thinking that hoarding them would somehow save him. But what did it save him from, Lord? His wife is dead, his son is dead, and now he stands here, unable to undo his mistakes. Do you know what his final act was, Lord? His last decision was to take his own life. He gave up. His fear had consumed him to the point where he couldn't see a way out, and his stinginess only deepened that despair. So, instead of coming to you in humility, he turned away from you in pride, thinking that his wealth could save him. It's written in Matthew 6:24, "No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other." David served money and fear, not you, Lord. He lived by the world's standards, Lord, not by your will. He had the chance to be generous, to share your blessings, but he chose self-preservation over selflessness. And now look at what remains: a broken family, a destroyed soul, and a life wasted. This is the result of his choices.
Wait, hold on. You can't possibly judge me like this. You don't know what it's like down there, fighting for survival every day. You think I'm a bad person because I held on to my money? Let me tell you something. I worked hard for everything I have. I put in sweat, blood, and tears to provide for my family. I couldn't afford to be generous. You have to understand, I was just trying to keep my family safe, trying to protect us from the fear of poverty. You think that's easy? It's not. There are times when you don't know where the next meal will come from, and all you want is to hold on to what you've worked for. I know it's written in 2 Thessalonians 3:10. For even when we were with you, we gave you this rule: the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat. I worked hard. I earned every cent. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to keep that. I feared that if I didn't hold on to what I had, everything would fall apart. Was I supposed to just give away what I've worked for? I've heard the Bible talk about the love of money being the root of all evil. 1 Timothy 6:10. But it also says in Proverbs 10:4, a slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. I was being diligent, doing what I had to do to secure our future. You want to blame me for not helping my wife? How could I, when I was working so hard just to keep us from losing everything? The moment I thought I had a little security, I was told to spend it. I was terrified. I saw what happened to people who didn't hold on to their wealth. They lost everything. Look at how many people in the world struggle, and they still ask for more. I thought I was protecting my family by being smart and careful.
So, David says he worked hard. Did he? Diligent in his efforts, you say. Isn't it fascinating how people like him always think their hard work justifies their selfishness? You know, Lord, I'm sure David was diligent, but that doesn't make him right. It's not just about hard work, it's about what you do with the blessings you're given. And David failed miserably in that regard. Let's talk about Proverbs 11:24-25, shall we? One gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Another withholds what he should give, and only suffers want. David withheld, not because of a fear of losing everything, but because of his greed, his love of wealth. Fear became an excuse for his stinginess, and he turned his fear of losing into selfishness. What did he really do with all his hard-earned wealth? Nothing good. He chose self-preservation over the command to love and serve others. David wanted to hoard, thinking that his wealth would protect him. But as you know, Lord, wealth cannot save. It is not the love of money that's the root of all evil. It's the lack of trust in God. As it is written in Matthew 6:24, no one can serve two masters. And David, Lord, served fear of loss, fear of poverty, fear of losing control. He didn't trust you. He trusted his wealth. David also failed to see that true generosity comes not from wealth, but from faith, as it's written in 2 Corinthians 9:6-7. The point is this: whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. He had the means to help, but he sowed sparingly because his trust was in his bank account and not in you, Lord. He thought his wealth would save him, but instead it became his trap. David thought he could hide behind his fear and self-preservation, but he forgot that selfishness is not a virtue. Generosity, selflessness, and trust in God are the keys to true blessing. But David refused to let go of his fear, and in the end, that fear destroyed him. He didn't just lose his wealth, he lost his family, his soul, and his future. David, I see you. I see your struggle, your pain, your fears. You say you were protecting your family, but let me ask you this. David, what kind of protection is it to hoard while your family suffers? You say you worked hard for everything you had, but was it not I who gave you the strength to work? You took the blessings I gave you and turned them into idols of fear and self-preservation. You were afraid of losing everything, yet in your fear, you lost it all: your wife, your son, and the love that was meant to bind your family together. David, when did you stop trusting me? When did you start believing that your wealth and security were more important than your faith in me? Did I not provide for you? When you were without work, did I not send help? When your wife was ill, did I not offer healing and strength? But you turned away from my provision because you feared losing what you had. What is wealth if it costs you your soul? You have lived your life in fear, David, and now that fear has led to loss. You did not open your hands to those in need, and in doing so, you closed your heart to my love. How can you ask for my blessing when you failed to be a blessing to others? Can a man who refuses to give ever truly receive?
I didn't know what to do. God, I thought I was doing what was right, but I was just so afraid. Afraid of losing everything I had worked for. You don't understand what it's like to work so hard, to struggle every single day just to get a little bit ahead. Every day, I watched as my dreams seemed just out of reach. And when I finally had something, I couldn't let it go. The fear of being broke again. It haunted me, Lord. I've seen people lose everything, and I knew it could happen to me. I worked hard for this. I earned every penny. How could I just give it away? How could I let it slip through my fingers when I had so little to begin with? I couldn't risk going back to that life, to being broke. I fought so hard to get here, to finally have something. How could I risk losing it all? You say I was selfish, but don't you see? I was just trying to survive. I didn't know what would happen if I gave. I didn't know what would happen if I let go. I was afraid. I was just trying to protect my family. Lord, I thought that by holding on to everything, I was doing the right thing. But now I see how my fear of being broke kept me from helping those I loved. I see how my stinginess destroyed my family. I didn't give to my wife, to my children, and I see now that I didn't give to you either. I'm sorry, but it's hard, God. It's so hard to let go. I've seen people go from having everything to having nothing, and I thought that if I just kept what I had, I could keep my family safe.
David, I have seen the pain in your heart, the fear that controlled your every decision. I understand the depth of your struggles. You feared losing everything you worked so hard for, but in doing so, you lost what mattered most, your trust in me. You were given much, David. You were blessed with opportunities, a family, and a job that allowed you to care for your loved ones. Yet you chose fear over faith. You held tightly to your wealth, convinced that self-preservation was more important than selflessness. But you failed to understand that trusting me requires you to open your heart and share what I have given you, not hoard it. As it is written in Matthew 6:19-21, do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Your heart was set on earthly treasure, David, not on the treasures of heaven. You hoarded what I gave you, and in doing so, you lost your heart. David, I gave you wealth to be a blessing, not a curse. I gave you a family, and you were meant to lead them in love and generosity, not in fear. You chose to live in self-preservation, but in doing so, you destroyed the very thing I gave you to protect. Fear ruled your life, but perfect love casts out fear. 1 John 4:18. You allowed fear to dominate, and because of it, you did not act in love. G-O-D, with finality, quoting scripture. It is written in Matthew 25-29, for to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. You had much, but because you hoarded it and refused to give, you have now lost it all, your wife, your son, and your soul. Your stinginess did not protect you. It led you to ruin. David, I offered you grace. I gave you the chance to change, to trust me, to care for those in need, and to be a blessing. But you chose to live for yourself. The consequences of your choices are grave. Your soul now faces the eternal separation from my presence, as you chose fear over love, self-preservation over compassion. I never desired this end for you, David, but you chose your own path. Depart from me, you lived in fear, and in the end, that fear consumed you. Prisca, you are a testimony of what it means to walk in faith. Despite the circumstances of your birth, you were born into a home where fear ruled a home, bound by the stinginess of your father. But unlike your father, you did not allow fear to dictate your actions. You chose love over fear, and you chose faith over self-preservation. When the world around you taught you to hoard, you chose to give. Despite your upbringing, you did not let fear control you. You understood that the true wealth is not in what we keep, but in what we give. As it is written in 2 Corinthians 9-7, each one must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. You gave not out of obligation, but because your heart was rooted in love for my people. You understood that to love is to give. You could have followed the path of selfishness and hoarded your wealth, as your father did. But you chose the path of generosity and faithfulness. You chose to serve others, even when it cost you. You gave from the heart, trusting that I would provide for you. And in your generosity, you found not only material blessings, but also the riches of the kingdom. As it is written in Matthew 6:19-21, do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Your heart has been in heaven, and I have seen your labor. You have sown generously, Prisca, and because of that, you will reap abundantly, not just in this life, but in the eternal riches of my kingdom. You have been faithful with the little you had, and I will make you ruler over much. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have shown the world what it means to live in obedience and faith, and I thank you for it. You are a true reflection of my love and a blessing to my people.